Welcome along to Obsession Engineering and Rapid Honda. I'm a little bit tired. I got here at 2 in the morning and then I had to be up at 6 o'clock, which really in the UK time is 5 o'clock, and the clocks have just changed, so really it's 4 o'clock. And I'm not very good without sleep. And by the way, we're in Spain. It's wet outside, but we are in Spain. And then it got better when I got a telling off first thing in the paddock, because apparently the bloke running the event wasn't as impressed with my handbrake turn as I was. But that's Highcast for you. Got to test the thing, haven't you? Right, we're here because we're going testing. Yes. Little 600, little not Honda. It's going to be good fun. I think it is anyway. I might have to find some caffeine to be doubly sure though. Tony's got the 600 fired up because we shipped it out here with no water in it, because coming over the Pyrenees you don't want your bike freezing up in the back of the van. So Tony's just going to put a bit of heat through it, make sure we've got no air left in it. So that's the easy one on that. I'm sure Rob will do the same on the Twin in a minute, and obviously there's other people in the garage making noise as well, so it turns out it's a terrible time to try and record anything. We are getting the important thing sorted though. Cool motorbike on my screenshot, and I've got some energy on the go. I bought some Holy with me. They've sent me some new flavours, and this one is blue raspberry. Mix them up, loads of caffeine. That's going to get me going. Happy days. He said, "Let there be light," and there was. Unfortunately, in with the light, there's also the view of the damp patches, and it's 11:15. The first bikes are out on track. We are second session, but quite a lot of people have done a lap and pulled in. And so both the boys are keen to get out, but conditions are maybe not perfect. Tell me, boy, are you excited and really pleased it's damp?
Well, I'm only doing a few laps tonight because we've got to do a little check, as usual, a new bike. But yeah, of course I am.
And all that?
Yeah, all the boring stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's ride motorbikes, that's right.
Yeah, it'll be right.
It's just damp though, isn't it? No one wants a damp track. I do like a damp track. If it's a race weekend and there's a damp track, hey Tony, see me, damp track at the weekend, slicks are going straight in, aren't they?
Definitely, 100%.
Let's go.
Even if it's wet, we'll have slicks.
We have spent the morning tinkering with little detail still, because these things are never finished. I checked the data logging from the dyno from when we were just giving this some checking over, and quite a lot of my channels didn't match up with the Motec workspace, like the screen basically, that Honda had sent me, and then realised they'd sent me a workspace, a configuration for the dash, and this is where it gets confusing. They'd sent me a configuration for the logger, which is under there, but I hadn't put it in. I had the generic Mectronic one. But the data logger is technically a dashboard with no screen on it, because it's a data logging Motec dash with no screen. So you use a program called Dash Manager to talk to the thing that's under the seat that logs the data. And of course we've got a dashboard. So sometimes you'll refer to me talking about Dash Manager, and it's not that dash, it's the one that's under there that's got no dash on it. I hope you're confused as I am. So we've been basically changing some electronic settings. I've knocked a couple of hundred RPM off the rev limiter, because we don't need to be wearing it out today. And apparently Owen doesn't like the shift lights, so we've wound them all the way out the way, so they're not going to do anything. And I'm hoping the GPS will work and the logger will split the laps up, because Andalucia isn't a racetrack, it's just a track. So there's not actually a start line, so I've had to make my own in the settings in the logger and stuff. So loads of little stuff that I really should have done before we got here, but we got the bikes built that late, we didn't have time. So that's ready to go. He's ready to go. Yeah, if he crashes it first session out on the damp patch, he's going to get kicked around the paddock. Harley, are you excited to get out on your not Honda?
Yeah, not Honda, but still a good bike, so I'm not bothered. Just happy to be in Spain riding a bike. So sun needs to hurry up, but it's taking its time.
You've been riding around on a similar bike. One of your sponsors has got one and has loaned you it. So your last time out was Derby. Quite the change from Spain.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different track. Felt like I was on roads. Track's absolutely lethal, but I mean I've been on the same bike, so can't hurt me, can it?
No, exactly. Right, a couple of minutes to go. I'll let you get ready.
Yeah, sound. Cheers.
the meeting of the brain trust over here. So, Paul is Harley's crew chief. We've stolen him for this year, and Rob's looking slightly pensive because the 2 bikes he spent all the last few, weeks building, they're about to go out together on a damp track, so that's ideal.
I feel as nervous as I did when I was racing right now. And that's very nervous. I don't know what to say.
We're less nervous, aren't we, Paul?
Are we?
Okay, I'm less nervous.
Yeah, it might be you. You're the one behind the camera. No, it's going to be fun, isn't it? We're going to enjoy. Our man's up for it, and I'm really excited to see what he can do and have a bit of fun on this lovely little bike.
So, team boss Matt, the man who's, the mastermind behind putting everything together for Rapid Honda. Rob's looking very nervous. How are you feeling?
I'm good, actually. I'm comfortable, actually. I'm happy for Rob to take the stress, but he's got nothing to stress about, to be honest. The bikes are spot on, the team's spot on. We've learned a load in the last few years, and I just feel comfortable that we're putting it all together. We've got two great riders. We're going to be competitive. Bikes are good. Owen's probably pulling faces behind my back, and yeah, just can't wait to get going, to be honest. Awesome.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he is doing the thing you expect.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Paul is being very practical, pen and paper, to basically log how many laps we've done, just in case the dashboards and the loggers don't actually count the laps, which is distinctly possible, especially because I haven't updated the config in the not Honda. So sometimes it's better to go old school, isn't it?
Yeah, it can't beat a pencil in your hand and a bit of paper to write on, and yeah, just double check your computers.
Yeah. So. Never trust technology.
Absolutely, yeah, that's gone wrong so many times in the past, hasn't it?
Right, Harley's back in, Rob's grabbing the bike, Paul's with him, so yeah, he'll chat through with that one. Other side of the garage, we've had a bit of a disaster. We've got a bit of tape on the seat unit because Owen came in on like the end of the second sighting lap, and what's happened is he's managed to, I don't know how, clip his foot on the floor while he was riding, and it's flicked his foot basically right up round the back of his head almost, and we've taken him to the med centre because he's in quite a lot of pain, so we're not quite sure what's happening yet, but he might have broken his foot. He's just tucked you up, hasn't he, Rob?
Yeah, he's a little tinker, this one, isn't he? He stitched me right up there, but I'll let him have that. It was good acting.
Right, what's he done? Come on.
He just it's reference to something last year that we had with brake levers, and he's mugged me off. That's it. That's all that everyone needs to know. He's mugged me off. We're gonna have a good year.
Well done, mate. That was the most deadpan delivery I've seen. That was mega.
I had to come round here and I had to go there because I was just laughing here behind me. But good actor, just natural actor.
Right. More importantly, how's the bike feel the first session?
Perfect. Just a few little stuff that needs changing, but no.
Yeah, lead positions and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but we was expecting that anyway, weren't we? So
mega.
Good. Yeah, good.
Good start.
Yeah, good start.
Time for Harley to get back out on the little not Honda. I'm not sure how far down pit lane Paul's planning to push it. Right, he gets to go out. Unfortunately, Owen is off to hospital to get x-rays done instead. Owen update, he's off to hospital to have x-rays on his foot. Team boss and his dad have gone with him, so that's turned into a bit of a palaver. It turns out Harley was right behind him, and what he was doing was he was sort of pointing the bits with his foot or leg dangling, I'm not quite sure which. And there's a section of track where at the edge of the track it's just basically like the dirt, the sand, and then when it starts the curb there's a real big sharp start to the curb, and he's clipped his foot on that, and it looks like he's probably broken something in his foot. So that's not a very good way to start. I'm putting it out there, I could do with a day off, but this is definitely not the way I wanted to get it. Harley in after his second session. He's looked like he's definitely getting grips to it. Looked really good through turn 1. So, a few little comments. He has been on the rev limiter quite a lot, so I'm sure Paul will have a bit of a chat about gearing and bits, but I think it's looking pretty positive. Well, for his side of the garage. Still feeling all right?
Yeah, gearing's miles out, but
Yeah, we guessed.
yeah, other than that, it's all right. Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
Owen has done a selection different settings. They are ahead of the testing plan already because Paul and Rob have been going through preload settings, a little bit of damping change on the front, and working through actual, not particularly geometry changes, but preload changes to alter the attitude of the bike at different points in the corner, basically to get feedback from Harley as to what the bike feels like in certain attitudes. And Harley is now doing his, basically doing a track map and putting notes on there. And some of the notes will be what the bike's doing, some of the notes are what he's doing. He's doing that. Paul is doing some information. I've got the data from Harley's last session. In effect, it's turned into full factory Harley because, well, we've got a bit of time spare because that one's not doing anything. So the good news is Harley's having a really good day out, and Owen's here as well, and it's not as bad as we actually thought. So, tell us what happened, old Twinkle Toes.
Mate, like second lap out, I'm just getting used to putting
This is the sighting lap behind the
I'm
instructor.
You know, you talk to them people on track day addicts, right? They fell off in the sighting lap. I didn't fall off. Luckily,
You didn't fall off, yeah.
Right? But I did catch my foot on the end of a curb somehow, like where it starts. Took a chunk out the curve, tried taking a chunk out of my foot. Felt like it was broken. Funny enough, it seems to be a universal experience.
Yeah.
And it's not broken. It's just ligamentes and lots of very kind of apparently severe soft tissue. But you're all right.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit.
Maybe you know. Right. We'll show you it actually.
Turn the camera. Look at that.
Right, so it is in a pot, but it's not broken. So the plan is leave the pot on tomorrow and see what it's like Sunday morning.
I don't think there's any point rushing it. Look, it's gonna well hurt no matter what. But I think it's gonna hurt a lot more tomorrow than it is going to on Sunday, and it gives me a little chance to stop the swelling down a little bit. It's just a bit of a weapon, really, isn't I? But happens that look, these things happen. This is the second time I had quite a good injury without crashing.
Yeah, I mean you've done quite well actually. Yeah, you've broken yourself twice and not actually fallen off a motorbike yet.
But look, you're up and sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down.
Yeah,
at the moment
exactly.
we're down. But you know what that means?
There's
We'll be up at round one, boy.
Exactly. End of the day, Rob, you're looking a little bit more chilled.
A lot more relaxed now. That's been a really good day today, actually. Yeah, real good positive start with Harley. Obviously, Owen's not had the best of days, but nothing we can do about that. Yeah, we've made more progress than what we thought we were going to do today with Harley. He's been giving us really good communication and feedback. So yeah, we're going to go through a couple of little things to change for tomorrow, and we'll go again tomorrow.
Right then, Paul, your first day with your new rider. What do you think?
He's a star in the making. What a day we've had. Hard work day today. We've gone through an awful lot of work, and he's had a wicked day, and I've been having an incredibly exciting, interesting day. But we've gone through an awful lot, and we're ahead of our schedule for testing, which I'm really happy with. few little things on the bike that we've got to sort out, but yeah, it's been a good day.
This has been a bit of a baptism for you as well, because obviously different team. We're on Motec logging as well. Obviously you're used to the Mectronic, but different rider, different team, different electronics, brand new bike, circuit you've not been to, so you have to learn some of the intricacies.
Yeah.
It's not just a case of turn up and put petrol in the bike, is it?
I forgot which way we left the garage, and I was setting everything up the wrong way around. So yeah, it's been a day of firsts, but the team's great. It's great day. I'm exhausted, but great day.
That has actually been, like, for half the garage, not a good start, but at least Owen mostly in one bit, and he hasn't actually broken our bike. On that side of the garage, excellent. We've been having a niggle with the gear change, and what we've worked out is if you rush 3 gear changes in a row, which is a little bit common at the end of the straight, if the ECU sees that you're going into the rev limit 3 times in a row for a certain period of time, it basically turns the ECU off, turns the ignition off, and basically protects itself or protects the bike. So it almost gives you a little slap on the wrist. We think that's what it is anyway. We need to find a bit more information on this Mectronic stuff. But it's been relatively consistent a few times of if he's done 3 really fast gear changes and gone into the rev limit 3 times, then it basically the ECU goes, nope, you're not having any more, naughty boy. And so there'll be a bit of light rider education, and as Matt pointed out, if he continues to do it, the education will be not as light, and the stick will get bigger. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's a learning curve for us and the rider, so it's actually quite constructive. We are trying some different clutch setup tomorrow. There's some throttle maps and bits that Paul wants to try tomorrow, and I'm going to try and have a rider in one piece. So that'll do. I'm going to go and get some sleep, and we'll see you tomorrow. Welcome back. Day 2 of our Spanish test, and this is a bit more like it. The sun is shining, the tarmac's warming up nicely, there's almost no breeze. This is basically perfect weather conditions for riding around on a motorbike. So for one of our riders, it's going to be a lovely morning. And the other one's Owen, but we'll worry about him later. I'm stood at turn 1 because we've done a track walk with Harley today, and the thing we're really interested in trying to get him to do is basically ride a bit more like a big bike. So at the moment, he's riding like he's riding a little bike. So at turn 1, it's quite a long corner, and he is currently king of the elbow down. And so he's coming around here, and in the middle of the corner, he's fast. Elbow down, lots of lean angle, but that means he can't get into the corner as fast as he wants. He can't trail the brake in because he needs a lean angle, and he can't, really significantly, get the throttle open because he's on the side of the tyre for ages. And so we've had a conversation as we've been walking around the entire track about the fastest way to go around the entire track is to make the corners as short as possible and the straights as long as possible. And so turn 1, the example will be, you can brake probably actually to begin with at the same point, so he's not rushing his entry too much, but actually don't worry about how fast you're going at the turn point. Don't also worry about how fast you're going at the apex, because its apex speed is now going to be slower, and we need it to be slower at the middle of the corner so that he can get the bike turned more accurately, because when he gets it turned and he's already going a little bit slower, he can get the bike stood up and he can straight line the exit, and that means he can get on the throttle loads earlier, and more importantly, he can get to full throttle or big throttle loads earlier, and that means he's going to build the speed all the way through turn 2, turn 3. Like, that's a long section of track out there, and he's going to be building speed from here, not from over there somewhere where he's finally got the throttle open. And so we've talked about this concept basically at every corner. How can I make the straights longer and the corners shorter? Lots of counter steer effort to get the bike turned fast. Yeah, eventually he'll be braking later so he can get the bike sort of trailed in and stopped quicker. But the really important thing for him at the moment is to get the line right so he can get the throttle open off the side of the tyre, get it stood up, get it driving out. So that's his big thing today. And so we're covering up his lap timer, because if he's concentrating on his lap times, he won't be concentrating on actually trying to ride properly. He's got a new rear tyre. Paul's trying some different throttle maps with him. But the absolute biggest thing at the moment, the thing that will make him faster, is him. And so that's what we're working on, because Rapid, our title sponsor, are an advanced rider coaching company. We make people faster or safer. The choice is up to them. So it's been actually really interesting this morning for me, because I've come here, young, malleable mind. We've talked through stuff. He absolutely gets it. So now, just got to put it in practice. We've had a walk around, Harley.
Yeah.
What's the big ticket item of today?
Getting on throttle faster but more. So just little stuff, just improving a big bike riding style.
So making the straights as long as possible.
Yeah.
Really good quick steering.
Yeah, because I'm on a slow bike, so I need to make it as fast as I can.
Excellent. Good job.
See that I do listen.
You do. Well
I
done.
do. Thank you.
Harley is on track. This is actually his third session, so it's early afternoon because they start late in Spain, and that's absolutely fine. So this session, what I'm trying to get him to do is work on how fast he changes direction on his steering input. So we had a chat this morning about counter steering, and his exits, the first 3 sessions, completely changed his lines, got his exits loads better, went 3 seconds faster, and says it feels better as well. And now, because he's trying to do that, he's realised he can then brake later, so he's gaining time with that as well. So the next thing I want him to do is try and actually get the bike turned faster, because obviously the faster we turn, the faster we can go. And so he's currently out there riding around, and in fact, let's look at him here. Bloke on a BMW actually turned underneath him mid-corner, which tells me he's getting there. There's probably still a little bit to do, but of course that's only his second lap of this session after the conversation about it, so miracles do not happen straight away. But that boy's going to be fast. That's what we like to see, the big bike lines coming through. Right, the good news here is that Owen is here, you know, coming in. He's a team player and all the rest of it. The bad news for Harley is Owen's talking to him. So, right, good morning, and last session looked the best one you've done. How's it feeling?
Bike feels mint. There's just a few little stuff that I need to work on, and obviously get faster. That's it.
Easy enough. Right then, twinkle toes. Oh, them toes, they're going a weird colour, aren't they? That's probably not the best colour for toes.
No, but they've been in worse colours, so I will be alright.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to cut it off a bit later, and I might do a little bit of riding. Definitely tomorrow.
Yeah.
I might do a little bit later if it feels up to it. If I cut it off and it feels alright,
then you're having a go.
it's not broken, so it's not broken, it's worse, but it's not broken, so...
Yeah. And we all know there's only 3 things that class as an actual injury. Is the bone sticking out? Did it need bolting together? Did you have a blood transfusion? And it's none of those, is it?
I had an IV though.
Yeah?
They gave me a drip and everything.
Did they?
I felt right fancy. Blues and twos way to the hospital. I thought, you ain't that serious. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, they've got to get the money's worth out of you.
Yeah, that's what insurance is for, isn't it?
Exactly. Are you supposed to be allowed scissors? Is this not a safety issue?
You don't know what I'll do with these.
Tony, you're watching a 600 warm-up. That must mean the boy thinks he's going for a play.
Well, it's looking that way. He's certainly got a bit of a grimace on his face, but I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't push himself too much, we'll be fine, I think.
And let's be honest, if he rides around and does 2 laps and realises he can't do it, he can just pull in again, can't he?
That's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't mind that. At least he's going to have a go.
We got 2 legs again. Might come in about 3 laps. Tears down my eyes. Who knows?
So, Tony's just going to park his mobility scooter for him. Yeah, there's some grimacing, especially with getting his boot on. But hopefully when he's on the bike and moving, he'll be all right. So, Harley's just exited pit lane. Fist bump from Tony. Here we go. Let's see what he can do.
What's up? And?
Yeah, I was going to say, you made a bit of a sweary noise when you came back in.
Yeah, but it was a good one. That was a good sweary noise, wasn't it?
It was.
Very happy boy.
Good.
I haven't really got a lot to say. I just want to go out and ride a motorbike now. Now I can. It's granted. Oh,
that's a crutch
big
falling over.
crutch crash. Yeah, it was bloody hard work, but I can get. I'm not going to be going mega fast on it because I can't really go around right-hand corners, and it's mostly right-hand corners. But I'm riding it mini moto style, foot peg on the side of my tyre where my toe slider is, and I'm just hanging on for dear life, really.
Good.
But I'm learning what he's doing, and he's good.
You're getting to know your new girlfriend, basically.
Yeah, filthy. She's filthy.
And end of day report for day 2 at Andalucia. That is where we are. It took me a moment. Much better than day 1. Harley has gone really well today. Had a few bits to work on his riding. Paul's been going through a load of testing bits. He's just checking out his new necklace that he's got to put on. And so that has gone really well. He's chunked a load of time off. Really positive. On our side of the garage, I suppose we'll call it, Owen's actually ridden his bike, so that's a definite advantage over yesterday. The actual testing plan's a bit out the window because Owen's not going to be as on form, as on target and as fast as normal.
These things happen sometimes.
They do.
So
yeah, so there's no point.
Yeah,
there's no point testing some of the stuff we're testing. So in effect, we're actually just working off Owen's feedback to try and go a little bit faster and get more comfortable.
And we learned that I'm actually a pretty good rider coach, which is good.
You are actually. Yeah, he may
on the other side of the garage.
Yeah, he may come across as a complete idiot, but in there somewhere there's just a smidgen of actual sense. And on that bombshell, we're going out for dinner. We'll see you in the morning.
Ciao.
Day 3, our final day of our Spanish testing schedule. The last couple of years we've done a little bit more. We've done like 2 tests back to back or whatever, but this year time and funds are tight. So we're doing 1, and then there's a couple of BSB tests when we get home. The slightly tired face is back. Turns out when you've got a very tight testing schedule, when my rider isn't riding, it's easy. As soon as he is riding, I have data and things to look at, and so you go out in the evening, you have a meal or whatever with the team, and then you get your laptop out and you spend hours grafting through data, making sure your landers are working, make sure all your sensors are working, new engine brake table for him to try, and I was having a bit of a look at some of the stuff about how the MECAL, the Mechatronic calibration software, actually works. So I've been reading it and then rereading it and then reading it again, because I think it's translated by a bad version of Google Translate from, I presume, Italian. So it's a bit hard work to read. And it turns out the help stuff was all written some time ago and might not be that up to date. And for a lot of it, there isn't any information, which is brilliant. And so, yeah, slightly tired face back. But it's all right because we have energy drink stuff from Holy. So we're going to be all right. Riders are in the garage. Mechanics are working on bikes. We'll go in and see what's going on this morning. So Paul is plugging into the Not Honda so that he can update the firmware in the dashboard, because at the moment this dash, we've realised, shows a 16,000 RPM red line off the 600, but the twin doesn't need that. I mean, the rider hadn't really noticed because he's got shift lights to look at and lots of stuff going on. But Paul's going to update that because it would be nice to actually have the right rev band on it. And this is the nice thing with both bikes being on Mectronic. The dashboards are the same on both bikes. The workspaces for the data logging, loads of stuff copies over, so it makes life easy for us. You'll notice there is tape on his lap timer. We've been trying to get him to work on some rider bits, and we know if he's looking at his lap timer. Is this not true, Harley? If you look at your lap timer, you just try and go fast, and you don't necessarily do the thing you're actually supposed to be doing.
Sometimes, but like, it does help, you know, having a lap timer. 10. I know I'm not going slow.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And the lap times have been coming down, so it is good.
Yeah, they have by what? How much have we dropped from first day?
From first day to second day, 6 seconds.
That's all right, isn't it?
That's pretty good going.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah. So, and you've got a load more stuff to test today.
Yeah, a lot.
Which isn't necessarily about going faster; it's about getting the feel, isn't it?
Yeah, and then dropping lap times whilst I'm doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with dealing with motorbike races: is they're all idiots. Other things on the Not Honda, new shiny Zabaki RQR chain, because the boys have gone with a wheelbase to test. Now, the thing with testing is, sometimes you'll test something that may not actually help, but you need the information as to what it does and what it feels like and how the rider reacts to it and all the rest of that sort of information to actually work out. A lot of the time, it might not work today, but you might need it when you get to a different circuit or something. So it's all about finding solutions to problems that you might not have got yet. So on our side, we've got some SBS brake pads going in the caliper at the back, because Owen likes a bit of back brake, and the standard pads aren't really doing very much. So Tony's changing those. We have got some different geometry to try to basically calm the bike down a little bit, to like settle it a bit more, especially with the current injury, shall we say. We need to make the bike a bit easier, and Owen wants to be able to launch it a bit more on the brake. So we're going to make the bike work for him. Right, Matt is getting Grantham Fabrications nicely to make us some laptop tables so we can actually put laptops on bikes. Right, and then obviously when you come over here, we've got chassis software on the go. So this is showing when I make adjustments to my chassis, the second column, how much it actually makes in real life. And it's very useful information and lets us work stuff out quickly. And so that's useful, and then obviously we've been working on engine brake tables and a few other bits as well. So there's a lot going on. It might look like a track day from the outside. There's a lot of man hours goes into this. That moment when you're sat at the laptop and realise it's going to be a long day, so going to need some caffeine. So getting a holy on the go. This will keep me going for hours.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I've already had some this morning, so I'm alright, thank you. But it helps I'm alive. If you saw a little video of me earlier, you'd think, now he needs something. You look down in the dumps. It's alright now, I'm a happy boy. And I've got all day. Ta-da!
First session of the day, Harley's going out, Owen isn't doing the first one. So time for Harley to go out. They have their wheelbase change, and we're still working on some of his like brake lever usage, his brake to throttle transitions and stuff like that. So there is lots for him to keep doing. This is Tony, and Tony has come on board as a personal sponsor this year. So, Tony, I'm guessing you just love getting involved in motorbikes?
Exactly, yeah, it's the whole thing. Love the scene, love being in the paddock, pit lane stuff, and it's great to be involved with a real friendly team. I'm enjoying my time here in Andalucia. Thank you.
So, along with Tony, if you'd like to join us as a personal sponsor or even a corporate sponsor, drop us a message at obsessionengineering.co.uk and I'll put you in touch with Team Boss Matt. And he'll look after you, won't he, Tony?
100%, very impressed, very good. Highly recommend it.
40 minutes between sessions isn't very much when you've got to debrief a rider, look at data, make setup decisions, actually put the decisions into action, refuel the bike, do the normal prep and checks, and then get them back out on there. So yeah, that was a quick turnaround. We have changed gearing on the 600. I've tried a different anti-jerk setting in the software. And something else that I can't even remember now because it's been that busy. It's turning into the only time I get a chance to sit down and talk to you lot back home is when the bikes are actually out on track. So I'll just give you an update. We're getting there. He is getting happier. We're getting faster. All the changes we've made so far are sort of going in the right direction generally, but we're beginning to get a bit of chatter, patter, something like that. You can see this front suspension travel line, and that you're getting quite a big bobble in it. It's sort of almost feels like a vibration through the bike, like chatter, patter, something like that. We're trying a couple of bits. It could be because the front tyre's done quite a lot of mileage, because it doesn't just do it into this one corner, it does it in quite a lot of places. So it could be that the front tyre's basically just going off and has had enough. But it's violent enough that it actually puts a little bit through the brake pressure because it's rattling the handlebars and therefore it's hand, and you get a little bit through the rear, but it is generally created by the front. So we've checked a few bits, checked the head bearings bits, checked the tyre pressures. It may well be a tyre, but we didn't have another tyre hot enough ready, so he's out on the same one. But in case it's not the tyre, we have tried him on some different damping settings. I'm not trying to hide this with damping. What I wanted to do is let the wheel move, so I've actually opened the damping up to see if it'll move through this phase quicker. And we're going to try it. If it's horrible and it's worse, he'll come in and we'll go the other way with it. We don't actually generally play with the clickers very much, but this is a sort of thing that is worth having a little play with them, especially on a test day like this. See if we can find the solution to a problem, hopefully relatively easily. Like every track day ever, most people have gone home. Paul has taken Harley's toy off him because they've achieved everything they were trying to do in this test and he's riding really well, but they wanted to put it away while it's complete. But Owen is getting ready for the last track day session of our test. And the nice thing is, because most people have gone home, he should pretty much get an empty track. We haven't actually changed very much for this last session. New boots, very little setting change, and just go out there and basically let him have a play and chase around and see what the feeling is like on new tyres.
I'm just going to go and have a few skids and wheelies and hopefully go fast.
Just get a feel for a new boot.
Sí, señor.
Boom!
All right.
Considering you're in hospital 2 days ago, that's not too bad, is it?
It's all right. I'm quite very pleased with myself, to be honest. Considering I'm always very, very bad at testing and not like on a race weekend, to go fast I was, I'll take that.
Yeah.
It's under, isn't it?
You look like you're having fun.
I'm having lots of fun. I went wide a couple of times. It's fun to have like a last session, new tyres in, have some fun, have a little dig. I missed doing that.
Good.
Even though it wasn't much of a dig.
It was a little bit of a dig.
Yeah, happy. Look at it. She's just pretty.
And that's just Tony you're talking about.
Thank you.
It's a Honda, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just cool.
Yeah.
Good little thing.
Finally happened. Full Supersport, baby. Let's go.
Let me get this right. Owen got the fun of riding around the last session while you're doing the packing up then, Harley. How does that work?
They forced me into it.
You've had a good test though.
Yeah, it was good, yeah. I mean, dropped 13 seconds since my first session. So I'm at a good place, not where I want to be, but where the team want me to be as of now.
Your riding style looks completely different today than it did day one. Squaring it off, making the straights longer, riding it a lot more like a big bike. But you know, there's going to be more work to do, and you know that, don't you?
Yeah, but I've managed to get my reaction time from 1 to over to 0.1 seconds, so from whatever it was before, I'm assuming about 0.9. So it is, I've done quite a bit, so I'm happy with what I've done and how it's going.
And that's the transition from getting the brake off to the throttle on, and then not just the throttle on, but the throttle actually winding open. So that's good. That's made a big difference to your ride, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's made it a lot easier as well. You know, it's hard, but I need to get in the gym and get some strength in me, because right now I don't have any.
Right, well, I'm going to let you go back to taping pieces of plastic together. Good test, mate, well done.
Yeah, sound.
Right, so the boys are having an argument because they're not packing up and somebody's loading a van. What I've done is I found a better excuse. So I'm just checking his data from that session. New tyres on. You still get a couple of little bits of sort of bobbling a little bit. It's not really chatter like pattery bits, but it's a lot better. But it seemed a lot better on the old tyre as well. So
interesting line there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the GPS is a little bit out because that's not on the track.
No, if
but,
that's Owen, then that's where it's going. Just,
So I think the damping change has actually made more difference than the new tyre, but the combination of the two has definitely helped that quite a lot. So that is a distinct improvement. And even though we've not had the most successful test, we've still sorted out some gear change issues, some engine brake stuff, some spring rates and geometry things that we prefer. Found some answers to chatter problems and bits like that. Bedded some discs in, gearing, loads of that. Yeah, this wasn't as productive as we wanted, and we have still worked through a lot of stuff. So that's the end of our Spanish testing. So that's the end of the Rapid Honda Spanish testing for 2025, and I'm calling that a success. I mean, we slightly broke one rider, but I think that was really his own fault. But we're going home with 2 working bikes, no crash damage. The boys have both had loads of laps in. We've got through loads of testing stuff. We've had a laugh. The team have bonded well, and I'd say that was pretty good. So we're looking forward to getting back to the UK, getting the bikes out again and having a jolly good time. And we'll join you again soon for some more motorbike fun. Ciao for now. Oh, we nearly forgot. Obviously Harley would have been in there, but his mum said he was tired and it was past his bedtime, so he had to go home early. That's life.